rolling.
Keep it rolling, keep it rolling.
We're not advertising for Brian and Ross.
Yeah, exactly.
We will not do that.
Yeah. Hi, everyone.
Hello, it's us again.
Yes, it's us again, back at Rohan's studio. And today we will be talking about investment and passive income, because every single entrepreneur that I've met is always thinking about that. The reason that we decided to do our own thing is that we don't need to work until we're 100 years old. And we keep looking, and a lot of us are finding different streams of income. So we wanted to share what works for us. Again, don't take it as 100% thing, but we have a couple of things that really have been working for us for years, and we'll share them. Yeah?
Yeah.
What should we start with?
Well, I mean, maybe we should let's start with you and what works for you, just because mine is kind of a little bit of a, how can I say, kind of follows into that, so.
No, absolutely. It's just that I have apartments and I've discovered other things. And I want you to talk about stock market, maybe in general or something, or more or less, because I haven't touched that personally, me.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I have been studying, and because I didn't know what I didn't know, and before we only had rental houses. We still do them, and they still bring us money, but other than that, I didn't know what else I can do. And recently I have discovered that if I shop in a certain store, I can apply 2 discounts. For example, if I shop once a week at Shoppers, and they give me points, and they have discounts from not from Shoppers, but from like butter company has their own discount, like milk company or like nut company, they have their own discount. So you combine discounts, and right now, So are you talking about like a rebate? Is that what you mean? Something like that. So
okay.
Not everything is, because Shoppers is expensive, but some things become cheaper. Like there's a butter. Usually butter is between $6 and $7, and sometimes butter there's $4. So I will just describe it quickly. That when I shop, they give me points on top, and since June I have accumulated $350, spent some, but I'm planning in the next month and a half to have about $600 in points that I can spend on my kids' gifts for Christmas or whatnot. And I earn points in Shoppers, but I can use them in a lot of other stores, in stores that sell electronics, different things. Cosmetics, and whatnot. So that's one thing. Number 2, I have learned recently an incredible network marketing company, and I'm not a big network marketing person. However, it's so exciting. So I shop where I shop. I go to grocery stores. I spend money on fruit and veggies. I go buy my appliances. I go to the gas station. I go to hotels. I buy airplane tickets, and for every purchase, I get cash back every single time. And on top of that, they give me more points so that I can spend. And it is incredible for me, as just me, because I get more savings, because I don't remember anyone giving me savings for buying a stove for my rental. They're just, this is expensive, get it, right? And it's just, it was a headache. Now I get cash back, I have discounts. And also, for example, if I want to build a team and I want to offer this to a restaurant, for example. Restaurant is a business. I am just a person, right?
Right.
But if you are, or for example,
Mm-hmm.
you have a business, and so if a restaurant or a photographer joins this system, this network marketing system, then one, they will be on the list. Like in Canada, there are 1,400 stores from McDonald's to Dior, lots of companies, and you will be on the list. So more people will see you,
Right.
and people will come to you because you will be connected to that system, and they will go to you and they'll get cash back compared to someone else that they won't.
Right, right.
That's one. And number two, if your customers, you introduce it to your customers, you will start making money of your customers buying their stoves and groceries and stuff. So I've learned it 2 days ago, but I am so excited because now I need to buy fridge and stove, like I have to do big major purchases.
Right.
And I didn't know that I can get cash back when booking a hotel or even booking a plane. Because why is it so important? For a lot of people, traveling is on a holiday.
Right.
But because my family is in France, my dad is in France, my friends are in Russia, my niece is in New York, my mom is half here in Canada and half is in Estonia. We have decided a long time ago that to us, to see a family, it's normal.
Right.
It's not one out of this world experience, because otherwise it breaks your heart because you can never see them.
That's true.
So we travel more just to be together. And yeah, so that's exciting. So that's 1, 2. Number 3, I've discovered credit cards, and I'm sure everyone knows this, but I just discovered it this year because I never thought about that. Credit card that pays you 4% on all that you've spent. So I use my credit card, but it's important to pay it back immediately.
Right, because some people will be like, oh, the more I spend, the more I make. It doesn't work like that.
No, it doesn't, because it costs a month if you don't pay it back immediately. What else? There's so many things like that.
Well, I mean, yeah, and that's a lot that you've given, you know, in terms of things that will make you that passive income, because some people don't, you know, wouldn't even.
Well, you know what? Some people have like 4 or 5 streams now, but some people have 18 and 20.
Yeah.
And it's just to look for that. And I want you to share. We'll go back and forth, right? I want you to share your experience with what you have, and because we all are looking for ways, because you know, most of businesses, sometimes it's great and other times it's not as great, and you cannot just rely on your credit to support.
No.
That's why we have different sources of income. So tell us about what you've got.
Well, I mean, I learned to. I was doing a function, and I was at this function, and I got in a conversation with a person that teaches like stock market trading and stuff, and that's something that's always interested me, or because I you know, it's just looking at it and looking at the market and trying to understand and all that stuff. So I mean, to some people it's very boring, but to me, you know, just buying and selling and holding and see movies about it and stuff like that. So I wanted to learn more about it. So I actually took a course on it.
Incredible.
Dropped some money. It was great. Yep, learned a whole lot in terms of the psychology of trading. And then
Really, there's such a thing, psychology of trading.
Psychology of trading is like being an entrepreneur. Like some people don't realize. Some people are cut out to do it. Some people aren't. Not everybody's cut out to be an entrepreneur. Everybody's cut out to be someone that. Which is why you could pay someone to do it for you. But even them, it's like they're not good at it either. And they've got different reasons why they're investing your money and making money off of you. And once you understand how this works, then you feel empowered. And when they come to you, their stock tips, and when they come, like I remember someone called me wanting to give me a stock tip and wanting to extract money from me, and this is over the phone.
Oh.
Yeah, and then when I asked them the ticker symbol to the stock, because I want to do my own research on the ticker symbol, and I was asking, you know, if the trade was something I could do options on or covered calls and stuff like that, they literally hung up the phone because they realized they're dealing with someone that knew more than them, because they didn't even know what I was talking about.
Do you know how unfair it is? I know someone who lost millions of dollars.
Really? Wow.
Yes, in New York, a good friend of ours, because the manager didn't care because he was making money anyways, and the guy relied on him.
Yes, because a lot of them, you especially in mutual funds trading, you guys pay, the dividends and the management fees go to the broker, and you get nothing. And you're paying these people to manage, and they're just taking the money from you. That's the problem. The banks work like that too, which is why it's not a good place to invest money in stock. Is not the bank, because why do you think that you go into the bank, especially here in Canada? The bank looks like a museum. Everything's high-end finishes and like almost everything but gold. Well, they can afford it because they make so much money off the money that you invest with the bank, which is not really an investment. It's a business for them. So once you understand that, and you stop putting your money in the banks and learning to manage it yourself, then you make all the money, right? But the thing is with the stock market is very, very, very vast. And I think one thing that helped me too, as we can all see, is with the when marijuana came on board and these weed companies, everybody thought it was the weed gold rush, the green gold rush they were calling it. And here we are, and a lot of them are worth a fraction of what their introductory prices were. A lot of them have tanked and bottomed out, which we knew, because a lot of these companies jump in and everyone's giving them money. It's kind of like the dot-com bust when that busted as well too. And when you can analyze stock, when you know fundamentals and not get caught up in the emotion of it, that's when you start making money, because you make decisions based on sound analysis versus, hey, I got a stock tip, and you get all excited and you're getting, I got to jump in and I got to get in there. When you realize that when you know how to trade, you can make money on a trade, whether the stock is going up or down or sideways, then you don't rush for anything, right? Because you could trade at all three levels. But I learned to do options trading, which is a very conservative way of trading. There's where you use your money, you leverage other people's money to make money, and a lot of people use it to make passive income, as well as you can make big, large money as well too, once you understand what you're doing. And
so you're not gambling. You're not gambling.
No, I mean everything. It's not gambling. It's not like, I'm going to buy a stock and hope it goes up, or like people that lost money in Bitcoin when Bitcoin, like they got loans, massive loans to buy Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin kind of bottomed out. I mean, it's coming back, but not like the record highs of when it first came in. And once you understand trends, then it's not 100% guarantee, but there's things that you can do in trading where you can put measures in to kind of protect you when you're trading. So if your stock does drop, then there's ways to kind of get in and out of it. But options is the best way, because you can if a trade starts to go south, you can do things to correct that trade and
really?
And make money off of it even once it starts to turn. Or understand when you understand trend and you understand when to get in, when to get out. You see, most banks will tell you to buy and hold. Okay, here's a little tip. You'll buy and hold, and they'll tell you to hold for life. What you don't understand is a stock goes like this, up and down, up and down. If you ever see a stock go like this and never come down, that's called manipulation. It's being manipulated. That's not
really?
not normal. Stock is supposed to take breaths, go up, take a breath, come down, and then higher highs, higher lows, and then go and go up, and then something will happen where either the stock will split or it gets so high that regular investors can't get in it, or in the case of Apple, you $500 a share and it gets crazy, and then you see the stock drop, and then you hear them talk about CNN. Oh my gosh, Apple dropped, and the sky's falling. That's called a correction. So when it drops, that's when you get in. So when you understand how a stock moves, and then now that drop is, you don't look at it as a big problem. You're saying, wow, now is my time to get in because it's affordable. And you get in because the last year it went up like this, it dropped, and then now you're riding it back up again, right? And then once you realize it's getting the higher highs and it's hitting the ceiling, you say, hey, I'm going to sell because it did that before, or you put in measures so that if it starts to drop, you get out. But only, I don't want to call people a certain name, but When you don't know, you buy and you hold, and those are the people that banks love because those are the ones they make money off of. Because technically, you could buy a stock, say today, and then you watch it go up and down, up and down, up and down. Technically, 10 years from now, it could be back at the spot you bought it, right?
Could be.
So in 10, 15, 20 years, you've made no money. But
yeah, I always wondered, but they say generally they make 10%, but
yeah,
who knows?
no. But the smart investor will ride it to go up, sell it at that age, at that part. When it drops, buy it again. It's like surfing. It's like riding a wave. That's smart investing. To buy and hold, that's for suckers. Right?
Okay. Well, again, this is not what the media is saying, right? It's not what your banking manager is saying.
No.
So quickly go and buy, invest into RRSP, right?
Oh yeah, because they get to manage it. You pay them to manage it, and they collect the dividends while you pay all the fees. That's the big knock on mutual funds, right? So, and fund managers and all that. Well, why get rid of them? Get rid of them, and you manage it yourself, and you make all that money, and you collect your own dividends and save the money from managing it. Of course, they want you to jump in and pay them to do all that because that's what they want to do with your money, right?
I'm thinking that you should do a mini course on that. I would like you to.
Okay, I mean, like I said, there's a lot to trading, but I think once you get the hang of it and learn to analyze the stock, the fundamentals of a stock, we're not talking like something where you have to sit there and study an encyclopedia. Just for the fact that you don't even, just when you switch your mindset and buying and holding, and coming in low and selling high and all that stuff. Yeah, once you get your mind wrapped around that and that it's not all about that, you're already ahead.
Question. When did you first invest it? How long have you been investing? How is it working for you? Is it working for you?
Well, you know what? Not to knock, it's worked, and it's worked for me because I did, before I knew anything, got a good investment broker that invests for the long term, right?
Okay.
So it's not the style that I'm talking about right now where you're in and you're out, in and you're out. It's more they're in, they manage, they get you out once things start to go down, and that's good too. But you see a lot of those, it's hard to find a lot of companies like that, and to find a good one, a lot of times they want, like you have to have let's say like you need a minimum of 100,000 to invest, or 200,000, so you're not in it, Whereas if you're just getting into it, I mean, you could have $2,000 and open up a trading account and and start investing. Really, once you know, and then 2,000 goes into 3,000 goes into 4.
Yeah. To some people, it's still a mystery. But thank you so much for sharing this. This is very, very knowledgeable. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Shush! My dog wants to go. She wants to go. Come here. Come here. Anyways. So that is covered. Now we're into real estate. We purchased our first multiplex in 1999, and we've been doing that ever since. It always worked for us because there's no like crashes. Well, we don't know what happens now, but
real estate crashes too, but it's more stable
but
here.
if real estate crashes, that means we had some downs in the early 2000s, and we just offered our tenants a couple of hundred less, and they stayed. And that was the time for us to improve, to renovate, and then when the market came up, then we just charged more, and we're very happy. Now it is expensive because you need to have a down payment, and you need to renovate, to update. Because if you don't update your place, you get a person that doesn't care about your place and might trash and destroy it. So it's better to put that stainless steel appliance and maybe that much of granite countertop, but you advertise granite countertop, and you get a different tenant that values the house, and they're not destroying it. My sister and I learned it the hard way. She rented a place very cheap because it was very small. She was afraid no one would want it. She got someone who stopped paying. He would smash the doors with his shoes, completely destroyed the place, and she went to small claims court to get rid of him. After that, she renovated the place, however small it was, re-rented it twice as much, and it's been great ever since. So that's that. My mom also had some real estate. Then we decided we want to build and flip. We had 3 properties, and there it didn't quite work out for us because no, it does, because when you see, like, you see how much, like, bigger houses are sold on your street, and you buy a smaller house like a bungalow, you see the profit margin. But we should have invited a good accountant keeper, because neither myself nor my husband are into counting pennies, and we were just doing things, and so we overpaid for renovations. We still did profit, but it was not worth it to us after working that much, because there were no weekends.
Right.
And it was like 6 to 9 months. It was very hard with little children every day. We did a lot of things ourselves. We hired a lot of people, but it's also an option if you are good with your numbers.
Okay.
That, and I think that now you can share if what you
Where real estate's concerned?
yeah, it was in terms
Well,
of real estate.
other than purchasing your own, trying to buy your own residence, which I mean that's what most people are doing between condos and house buying. Buying something that like a property that has some income potential off of it. And when I bought my house, the house style that I bought had a garage in the back that's actually separate from the house. So we have alleyways. We go, it's like Cabbagetown, I guess, more or less. And you go park your car in the back in the garage. You end up walking through your backyard and then into the back of your house. It has a front door too, but the front is like it's great having a living neighborhood with no like front driveways and garages in the front.
For sure.
You know, it's nice. So it's a street. You park your car, what have you. But the thing is, in my development, we could put apartments above the garage. So even when we bought from the developer, you had the option of optioning up and getting an apartment, like a bachelor apartment, fully self-contained above the garage. I wanted to do it. My wife, I was saying my wife at the time. I'm still married to the same woman. But at that time,
She was a different person. Now she has changed.
That's it. For the better.
Yeah.
But she was a little gun shy, and we didn't do the addition at the time. And it was a bone of contention for many years, just because I knew that we could rent it out to students, and it would be an income property even then, right? And this was, we're talking 90s. No, late 80s? Late 80s. And so we were a young couple, no kids, what have you. And people that did have them put on were starting to rent them, and I wasn't too happy about that. So about 4 years ago, I got a contractor and knocked the roof off and added it after. The good thing about doing these renovations, how many years later, is that it's all upgraded. So back then when they were building them, they were made out of like fiberglass insulation, and now foam. And foam is very warm, and you know, things have changed and technology has changed. So we got a good contractor that did it on time, turnkey. And my intent was to do long-term rentals. Did that, got a couple long-term renters in. Had challenges with them. The difference is it's not like it's a house that's somewhere off in some other part of town. We live there as well, so you can kind of keep eyes on things. But I just found that the people, no matter how hard you vet them sometimes, you know, you get good tenants, you get bad tenants. And I had an experience with, especially one of the last tenants that I can't get into here. That's for me another episode. That is something out of a TV show. So yeah, so it'd be like a TV show drama. So I started hearing about short-term rentals, which is, to most of you know them as like Airbnb or a vacation rental, VRYOB, something like that. There's a few of them out there. So we decided to try Airbnb. At least I decided to. and honestly, it was the best thing that I've ever, I don't say I've ever done, but where that is concerned and renting property,
Really?
that was great. Yes, yes, yes. And you make more money. And the thing I like about it is that you don't have, like, this person isn't living in your place, so they don't have the same rights as someone that is actually living there long term.
Oh, so you can take breaks. You don't need to rent. Oh, I like
Yeah,
that.
so there's less wear and tear on your unit.
Uh-huh.
People really appreciate the fact they have some place to stay that's not a hotel. I live in Oakville, so I'm not too far from the hospital, so I get a lot of business people coming through. In this time of these trying times right now, where everything was closed, I was able to keep mine going, which a lot of people appreciated because a lot of Canadians were repatriating and coming here for quarantining and seeing relatives, and they couldn't be at home because they had like an at-risk adult living with them.
Mm-hmm.
So it was good that it was it was available that people could use it. It was almost like a service at that point because a lot of people have Airbnb units inside their house and they were uncomfortable renting, and that wasn't the case with me. So it's been great. I haven't looked back ever since. We have somebody that manages it for us, so we don't have to really the majority of the work with booking and keeping up with guests and stuff falls on her. I'm the fix-it guy. My wife collects the money, of course. She likes that job. I mean, I like it too, but I just don't get to.
But I think that you sleep much better at night because you know that if something else doesn't work or you get less from one of your businesses, you have some other thing to fall on.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. And I've heard from a friend that the government gives, at least in Canada, but you should check wherever you're watching it from, the government gives incentive if you turn your garage into living quarters, and if you charge less than $1,000 for the rent, the government is happy to give you a big sum of money for you to renovate your place. So it's also great to know if you want to make some money on the side. What else? I'm sure there's more. We just it's just that came into our mind
that's
spontaneously, right?
That's a lot. It's a lot for people to digest. It's a lot right there.
Yes, and so between two of us, we have quite a few strategies, and I know people that they do so much more. They do hotel apartments. Supposedly, you can buy an apartment from a hotel and they will manage it and they will give you a certain prepaid percentage a year. And you can buy it in Dubai, you can buy it in Spain.
Okay.
Now I don't know about the hotel business right now, but they're still doing it in Dubai, for example. I know they're building more. Something else I forgot. Because we take big projects, after a certain amount, the banks cannot finance us because they say, well, you're over the top. And then we go to private lenders. And because we tried it up on ourselves, because when you have that extra 50 or 100,000, you're so happy because it allows you to either buy that extra house or to renovate that extra apartment and get income faster. So we were always very grateful to have that. And now I've found 4 or 5 opportunities to become mortgagor, how you say it, to lend this money myself and get 10% a year, which is very sweet. And usually you get on title, so it's guaranteed.
Okay.
It's secured, right? Secured, guaranteed. And again, if the person decides not to pay, then you get ownership of the house. But usually, because we deal with the same mortgage broker, they know people that they've been dealing with. So and a lot of people, I know a big community of, and you should check them out. They're everywhere. There are a lot of their community of young developers. And young investors, and they always are looking for money like that. But they're not just wishfully thinking to get that, because they show you, they say, look, this is the house, this is how much it will take us to renovate it and rent it, and well, we can give you 6 months or 12 months. It's a shorter term rental.
Okay.
And they say, well, this is what we've done here and there and there, so they have a history. And so it's not something like, someone says, oh, give me the money.
Right.
I want to start a business,
right.
and we'll see.
Okay.
So yeah, this is, I think, is also helpful for someone who wants to diversify. Yeah.
Yeah, it's plenty.
Yeah, so I want to learn more. I will ask you more questions after we're done here. And if you have more options that you do, strategies, you're welcome to share. And once again, Rohan and I, we do lots of different businesses, and we're just happy to share and support our business community, because nothing will be in our way to a successful business, right?
That's right. Fight like hell, as long as you can.
Exactly.
Never give up.
Exactly. Okay, see you soon. Bye.
All right. Peace out.
Yeah.